the way you are treating your child, bear in mind that the child will become somebody's husband in future. And bear in mind that that daughter you are raising will become somebody's wife. Be careful you don't leave issues for the next generation to fight. So parenting styles are very important. So the Bible is telling us that fathers, provoke not your sons. I'm sure the Bible was not just talking about fathers, but parents in general. That there are things parents can do that will provoke their children and make their children unhappy for the rest of their lives. So today we are looking at traits of poisonous parenting. Okay, the type of parenting styles that parents must not nurture their children with, because you see they have repercussions for the future of their child. Let's look at the first one. The first one is the uninvolved parents. 2 Samuel chapter 13 verse 21. 2 Samuel chapter 13 verse 21. But when King David heard of these things, he was very angry. Next verse, please. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad, for David hated Amnon because he had slept with his sister Tamar. And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Bar-Hazor, which is beside Ephraim. And Absalom invited all the king's sons. Now, let me give you a background to this story. One of David's sons, through his numerous wives, was called Amnon. Amnon, the Bible says Amnon loved his sister, that is his half-sister or stepsister. So he spoke to one of his friends who advised that he should feign that he's sick, so that the sister can be invited and the sister will come. The Bible says when the sister came, he forced himself and raped the sister. When David heard the issue, the Bible said he said nothing for 2 years. He said nothing for 2 years. You see, there are parents who, when their children are fooling, they don't say anything. They have no emotional attachment to their children. They don't involve themselves in the life of their children. They are detached from the day-to-day administration of the home. What they do is that they provide for the house. They pay the school fees, they pay hospital bills, they pay all the bills, but they are not in the life of their child. They have no relation to their child. They are detached from their child. Listen, you can win at work and lose at home. There are a lot of good husbands but bad fathers. There are a lot of good wives but bad mothers. What they do is that when it comes to providing, they will provide for you, but they will never bond with their children emotionally. They will not be in the life of their child. Maybe PTA, they will never be there. When it is time for this, they will never be there. You hardly see them because of the economic situation in the country. So they are the first person to leave the house, and then the last to come home. So the children are left on their own. They are like semi-intensive chicks. They go on their own, they do things on their own, they come back. So the parents are not really involved in the life of their child. So in this scripture, you see that David, when he heard that one of his sons had slept with his sister, the Bible says he said nothing. He kept quiet about it. Because he was not involved in the life of the child. He didn't care. After all, their mother was there. I don't care whatever you do with your life. So it is a very wrong parenting style. If you are a mother or a father here who just gives sperms and gives money, but are not involved in the emotional life of your children, do you check up on your child? Unfortunately, there's something called proxy parenting. These days, it is not parents who raise their children. These days, it is teachers who raise our children for us. So when a child is fooling, my friend will teach our catch no. I'll report it to your teacher, or I'll report it to Sunday school, madam. So a lot of parents have shared that responsibility of nurturing their child from home. We have allowed the parent or the church to be the one to nurture our children for us. And it is creating a lot of problems in our homes because parents are not involved in the lives of their children. Listen, if you're a parent here, make sure that you are involved in the life of your children. In their day-to-day running. I was watching a video on TV, and I saw that there was a parent who had a house girl in the house, and they had a CCTV camera. The parents were a very busy couple. They go and come later in the evening. Something told the man to go and check the CCTV camera, not knowing that anytime he goes, he leaves the home. Anytime he leaves the home, when he comes back, or anytime he leaves the home, what the house girl does is that the house girl puts the video on pornography with the children, and the children will be sitting there and they'll be watching pornography with them. And they become addicted to pornography. Yesterday, when I went to the house, my wife was reporting what one of my neighbor's children have done. The woman is always busy. They are not in the house. Not knowing that one of the children called a guy. There were 4 boys in the area, young guys. They called some of the boys in the areas and started sexually abusing them through their anus. Yes. Children who are less than 10 years. Yesterday. And the mother doesn't know because the mother is always busy. And some of us, when we come home, we hardly talk to our children. We don't find out from our children how was school. So some of our children are being abused at school. Now, sometimes you are taking your child to school. Daddy, I don't want to go to school. It's glad I don't want to go to school. Find out why they don't want to go to school. It's possible they are being abused. So a lot of parents are not involved in the life of their children. They are only interested in paying their school fees, buying books, giving them money to go to school. But they are not part of the nurturing process. They don't know what is happening to their child. The truth is that a lot of children had their first sexual encounter from an adult when they were children. Some were abused by adults in the house. And parents, some parents, they will never know because they've not created a culture for their children to come to them and tell them, Daddy, this person abused me. So the uninvolved parent may be physically present, but not involved in the emotional life of the child. They don't connect to the child in any way. They are detached from the child. And they don't know what happens to their children. So a lot of children grow up with pain in their heart because daddy was not there. When I want mommy to be there, mommy was not there. When I want daddy to be around, daddy, and I'm sure that is the story of a lot of us. Father was not available. Yes, he was providing, but he was not there. I'm not trying to blame. What I'm trying to say is trying to explain. Because of the socio-economic conditions. So mommy leaves home very late, very early in the morning. Daddy also leaves home very late in the morning. And sometimes they come back home. Listen, no matter how busy you are, when you come back home, find time and talk to your children. There was something I was learning. There's something that I used to do. I realized I was making a mistake with my children. I'll be very busy, work. When I come, I don't bond with them in any way. And I said that I learned a lesson from Archbishop Duncan Williams. When he said that his last born, he was very busy outside, doing a lot of things, doing powerfully for God. And then the devil struck his house. And now his last born became an arrow that was piercing his heart because he was never there with the child. So now he's old, but he's trying to bond with the child, but it's becoming difficult. Okay? All the money we are looking for, the children are the reasons why we are looking for those money. If one day, be careful that all the money you are looking for, one day you don't use the same money to service the same issues you should have solved when you were growing up. We can be busy. You can win. You can be a very good pastor, but a bad father. You can be a good manager, but a very bad father to your children. And you see, the truth is that children, and sometimes mothers even do well, children see the effort of their mother more than their father. Typically ask your son or your child, who bought this one for you? Say, mommy bought it for me. Meanwhile, maybe daddy gave mommy money to buy. Exactly. But you see, mommy is more involved in the life of the child than the daddy. Because daddy is busy looking for money. These days, I've told myself that, please, I don't want to get to a point where I will regret. Because if the devil cannot strike me, he will strike my children. And the devil can use your children as arrows against you one day. It is kind of open now. A bit of time, but one year says, "Can I hope the size can also solve issues?" No. I know we are busy, but you can make time for them, even if it's on weekends. Make time for them. And this message is not only to you, it's only to me, it's me too. Make time for the children. When they come home from school, do you ask them how school was? Who abused you? Who did this? Sometimes children come home and they are beaten by their mates. Molested in school. But we don't know because we don't ask them. All we are interested in is, get up. What, have you done homework? We do the homework for them. Go back and sleep. It's a wrong parenting lifestyle if you are not involved in the life of your child. Let's look at the second one. Some of you are remembering things here. The permissive parent. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 12. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 12. Eli's sons were scoundrels. They had no regard for God. Now, it was a practice of priests that whenever any of the people offered a sacrifice, the priest servant would come with a 3-pronged fork in his hand while the meat was being boiled, and would plunge the fork into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. Whatever the fork brought up, the priest would take it for themselves. This is how they treated all Israel who came to Shiloh. Let's look at the 22. The same chapter 2 verse 22. This was talking about Eli's children. Now, Eli was very old. Who was very old, heard about everything his sons were doing to all Israel and how they slept to the women who served at the entrance of the tent of the meeting. This was a pastor and his children. Some parents enable the bad behaviors of their children. We enable the bad behaviors. I was watching a skit on TV. There was a man and his wife who were driving in their car. And there was a young guy who was hawking pure water on the street. Now, there was a young boy, around 11 years. Now, they had a child around the same age, who was also 11 years. When they got close to the guy's car, when the car got close where the boy was hawking the ice water, this young boy, who was their son in the car, rolled the window down and poured the water away. The mother, instead of when the father stopped the car, the mother came out of the car and started rebuking the boy who was selling the ice water, enabling the foolishness of her own child. I thought that when I was watching the skit, I was boiling. I said, no, how dare God, if my son should not try this one, I will beat the foolishness out of you. Some parents enable the foolishness of their children. The Bible says foolishness is attached to the heart of a child, but the rod of correction will drive the foolishness out of them. Some parents here, nobody touches their child. Their child is fooling around. Please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. I'll be sitting there, I'll be boiling and say, God, not in my father's house. My father will beat the foolishness out of you. Hey, Junior, stop. Junior, stop it. Mommy, I won't do it. Junior, stop it. Mommy, I won't do it. I won't do it. And then the child will just push, maybe pull the chairs away, scatter everything. And they say, okay, you, Junior, okay, you, I won't give you toffee. Enabling the foolishness of their children. So they grow up and become adults who are foolish adults. Because when they were growing up and they were fooling, nobody could correct them. When we were growing up, it was a society that raised children. How dare you fool around? Somebody from somewhere will take a cane and finish you there. When they finish, they will take you home. And when they go, they will tell your mother, say, why are you beating me? I say, this is ABC. They say, give me belt. Pa, 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 pa. That nonsense will you leave your head. But these things, we can't. You can't even touch a child in the name of child rights. Free SHS. I'm told teachers cannot touch the student. When I was at this other college, we had teachers. They will rearrange your bottles for you. But these days, nobody can touch your child because you think that you are giving them a good upbringing. But I'm telling you, you are raising, that is why your child will grow up and become a bad father to the children. You are raising somebody's father, please. You are raising somebody's mother. Be careful how you raise them. Foolishness is attached to the heart of a child, but the rod of correction will drive it away from them. Eli heard what his children were doing. He was a priest, high priest. And the children were fooling about, sleeping with women in the church and stealing church offering. I thought that when Eli, look at the chapter 3, verse 11. I thought that when Eli heard this, he would have called his children to order. But Eli heard it and didn't say a word. And the Lord said to Samuel, see, I am about to do something in Israel that will make the ears of everyone who hears about it tingle. At that time, I will carry out against Eli everything I spoke against his family from the beginning to the end. This was God telling Samuel that I'm going to punish the family of Eli. For I told him that I would judge his family forever because of the sins he knew about. And his sons blasphemed against God, and he failed to restrain them. He failed to correct them. Listen, don't let God's judgment hit your home because you are raising your children anyhow. This one, it was God himself said, I'll punish your children, I'll punish your whole family because you saw your children fooling about and you didn't restrain them. I will deal with them for you. So the father who is permissive, permit the child to have everything they want. Junior, what would you eat? Daddy, I want toffee. I want this. What do you want? And sometimes we hide behind the fact that when I was growing up, I didn't get a lot of things. So, let me make sure that I give them everything they want. Please, some of you are spoiling them. You are spoiling them. Let your children know that life is not rosy. Let your children know that life is not always fair. When I was growing up, we ate what was available. We didn't eat what we wanted. Eh? When there's fufu, we eat it. When there's gari, we eat it. Some of you, no, Daddy, we don't like this one. Mommy, we don't like this one. And no, so hope pro. Hey, Daddy, I could see on the way, on the mill, obedi Cerelac, and there, you got a Cerelac, man. How dare you try that in my father's house? And then that day you go hungry. You eat anything. You see, it is different if the child is allergic to it, but don't spoil them. Don't spoil them. We give them everything they want. Candies. We give them this. We give them this. We give them that. We give them that. Daddy, I want this one. Quickly, we go and buy it for them. Daddy, I want this one. We go and buy it. Mommy, I want this one. So in their minds, that is how life is. Whatever you want in life, life gives it to you. But I'm telling you, you are spoiling them. The Sunday school will not be happy with you, but let me teach it. The third one. The authoritarian parenting. 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 30. First Samuel 20 verse 30. Saul's anger flared up at Jonathan. He said to him, you son of a perverse and rebellious woman, don't I know that you have sided with the son of Jesse to your own shame and to the shame of the mother who bore you? The next verse. As long as the son of Jesse lives on this earth, neither you nor your kingdom will be established. Now send someone to bring him for me, for he must die. Now this was King Saul. Now look at what the son said. Why? Go back. So why should he be put to death? What has he done? He asked his father. There are fathers who are so authoritarian. There are parents who are so authoritarian. You see, there are some homes, they rule the homes with iron fists. It's like a military system. Obey before you complain. You do what I say and not what you want to do. Military system in the house. Authoritarian parents, they punish their children for everything they do. Sometimes we even carry the pain. The beatings they will beat you, know. Sometimes they wait till you are fast asleep. Iron fist. Oh God. One day a man and his son were walking in the mall. Then they saw another child with a mother. And the mother called the child. He said, I won't come. He said, Junior, come. He said, I won't come. And there was this black woman and the child who were walking there. He said, did you see it? The day he took the belt, the day it ever comes into your pew, it ever comes into your head that I'll call you and pew, I'll call you and you not respond. Pew! Beat the child in advance. African parents, they will beat you whatever they lay hands on. They'll beat you with stone. Your friend is saying, I don't know what your friend is saying. Frying pan, they will beat you. They will beat you with benkuta. Oh God. Beat you in advance. Some of you are remembering things, eh? They'll beat you with chalawote. But the chalawote be show in this one mouth. I know a man, I know a guy, a man in Cape Coast. Charlie, he beats the child. Pastor Steve also knows him. He beats the child, then sometimes he will tie the child. He will tie the child to a post. He beats the child. Sometimes he will tie the child to a post. Then, you see, the danger with this one is that you are hardening the child. One day the child will rebel against you. One day when you try, the child will give you a slap of your life. So there are children who are always waiting for an opportunity to grow up and leave the home. Because it's like there's a military system at home. It's like the mother is a military woman, the father is a military. No room for errors. They can punish you in advance. And some parents are manipulative and controlling. They want to control whatever you do. Even when you marry, they will control your home. Controlling parents. So they raise up children who are very timid. There are a lot of timid men and timid women. They can't take any decisions on their own. When you tell them, Mama, I may say, a man can say, Mama, I may say, your friend is saying, I may say, I don't want to get into the level of Prophet Kofi Odo. He would have said, Jimmy. Controlling parents. Controlling parents. Control everything. Manipulate you. So that you can't do anything on your own. The man lost respect because the guy didn't understand. Jonathan didn't understand why his father hated David so much. Please, it's a very negative parenting style. If everything you beat your child, there are some issues you have to sit them down and explain to them why this one is good and this one is not good. But sometimes we beat them in advance. So many of us are growing up, and sometimes you even have a scar on your body to remind you. Because it always reminds you that, hey, we didn't say, when you continue beating them like that, they adjust. They adjust. Every time, so a lot of hard men and hard women. Sometimes when you're hard, is a training you had. So they become so hard. They don't show. So that is why a lot of fathers don't show any emotions to their children. Because the military system they went through in the house, there was no position for showing emotions. And so the children have become damaged for life. Also timid. Because who destroys them? On himself to me, also because they fear that there will always be punishment for whatever happens. Let's go to the next one. Are we learning? Are we learning? The parents who show favoritism. Genesis 25, verse 22, 28. And the babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two people from within you will be separated. One will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the time came for her to give birth, there were twins in her womb. The first came out and was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau. After this, his brothers came out with his hand grasping Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, and Jacob of the open country, whilst Jacob was content as staying at home among the tent. The next verse. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Amen. You see, there are parents who show favoritism in the home. They don't give their children equal attention. They will let you know that, me, I like this one, I don't like this one. So even when they are allocating resources, you may be older than your sibling, but they will give your younger sibling more money than you. Or when they go and buy things, they'll buy it for this one, their favorite. And they will not give the one that is the one that is their least favorite will get the least things. When they are punishing their favorite, there's a way they punish their favorite. They don't really go deeper into the punishment. But when they are punishing the least favorite, it's like they are fighting against their own enemy. When they are praising the one that did well, they praise him so well. But when they are when they are castigating the one that didn't do well, they castigate it to the extent that the person feels depressed. There are people here who are always constantly being compared to their other siblings. Brother, you are a doctor. Brother, result, especially when the results come at the end of the day. And if you're lucky and you have a shark brother who got straight A's, then you to your own, it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When I was in primary school, anytime, because I was very good, anytime we vacated, you see my report card, I'll be holding my report card. Walking through the area, anybody who sees me, hey, what are you holding? Oh, my report card. They will check it. Wow, you're good. Then they'll give you 20 pesos or something. Then my younger brother too was behind me. He always hides his report card. So when they ask him, where's your report card? I'm a report card though. What my parents didn't know is that they were comparing us. You see, every child have their own strengths. It is not every child who was created to be academically strong. Some of them are technically very good. They may not be good academically, but they may be good with business. They may not be good. Not everybody will be a straight A student. Some will go. Haven't you seen that sometimes, even in our classes, the people who didn't do well in school are the ones who employed those who were first class students? So every parent must know the strength of their children and position them based on the strength of their children. Don't compare them. And I also said, so sometimes when there's a family meeting, we don't want to go. Because your sisters who are married or those who are married to good people, when they are coming with their big cars, now so the idea when you see like Mercedes Benz, when you see like Mercedes Benz, Lexus, we do meeting as a few meeting on now why you feel at the chapel. Now so no you couldn't have Charlie 4-wheel drive when we really when you say then when they are coming, they open the car boot. Charlie, bags of rice, 25 kilos. Corn beef. Wait. No more packing. I'm a banini, maybe papa nini, or bad about papa na ye. And you go feeling the reason ebe. I say, mommy, Charlie, kakre ni kitchen ha, maybe I can go. This life is not always equal. Don't compare your children against other children. So there are people who are growing up, and even when they become adults, they are always trying to look for the validation of their parents because that's how they were brought up. So usually the danger with that is that the one that you favor, there's a lot of pressure on them to always meet up that expectation. Some parents, there are some people, students there are some children who are doing courses because their father could not do the course. Some have become medical doctors because daddy wanted to go to medical school and daddy could not go to the medical school. Some have become lawyers because daddy wanted to become a lawyer. So there are children who are living their parents' dreams and not their dreams. So he's in a law school or the medical school, but he's not happy. Because something is, there's an emptiness in their soul because this is not what they wanted to do. But the one that is always not loved at home lives with low self-esteem and depression. Into when you says, "Where sure? What until what's me home for?" They know what's in the so. But if you're a woman here, if you constantly keep telling your daughter, your girl child that you are beautiful, if a man tells you are beautiful, it will not be shocking. It will not be news to them. Mommy, I catch them. But some were starved of affection at home. They were starved of affection at home. So they are constantly living with the fear of being compared to their other siblings. Woe unto you if all your other siblings are doing well in their field, and you are not doing well. When they ask, how many children do you have? Oh, we want 5. 4 dear. Your friend is saying, more lawyer back, more doctor back, more pilot back. Now my science your friend engineer back. Now back so dear okay, oh dear Rebecca no hasem. Actually, they are actually. So the one that is not doing well feels left out. Toxic parenting, poisonous parenting. So when sometimes they dread when there is a family reunion. And a year before, and Christmas bar, let's say before. One of the things I don't like is old student reunion. Sometimes when you meet your old friends, when they meet you and they're asking you how your life is, they want to compare themselves to you, whether they are doing better than you. You know, we have to go back to school sometime. I don't want to go. Because Charlie boys will be coming with, and sometimes pressure to be a warranty for you drive. Because they want to come and do show. Please don't buy pressure for yourself. Don't buy pressure for your children to become who they are not. Listen, as a parent, you should know where your child is strong. When I went to secondary school, I did science. I read science. At a point, I realized I was very good with English and a few other subjects. My father wanted me to go and read general art. But I said I would do science. But you see, my father was a wise man. He knew that I would have issues with science. Because I was very good with English, writing, reading, and all that, and the reading subject. But I wanted to read science because it was there ish. Look at this school, science, yes, science. Maybe you guess the feeling. But hey, when I went to secondary school, so for science and enough of sao, after me, no me home say, hey, physics. Even the physics teacher who is explaining the thing doesn't understand that. So he said you will try and see if we will understand it. And he talks slowly. We will try and see if we will understand, especially the electronics part. I was sitting in class. I was regretting. Why didn't I listen to my father? So every parent knows the strength of their child. You know that Ubawe offer tech or Onya tech based on the result they had. According to Memfa Tech, offer the Memfa Tech, offer Tipoli. The child will never understand, but the parents know the strength of their child. Let's go to the last one. Have you been blessed? This is the type of parenting God wants. The authoritative parent. The first one was authoritarian parents. This one is authoritative parents. These are parents who develop close relationship with their children. They run their home like a democracy. Children are allowed to make input in conversations. They nurture the children to the point that the child becomes confident in themselves. When you see, sometimes when I see people like Akufo-Addo, people say he's arrogant, I laugh. Is it possible that he was raised by the father to become a confident man? You see, there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. People have said Napo is arrogant. Is it possible that he's a very confident person? Because I believe that when you are raised from the palace, they tell you to be bold. They tell you to be bold and confident. Africa here, we misjudge confidence to be pride. Now, the authoritative parent nurture the child to become very confident of themselves. My son, you do well. You are the best. Master, you do better than I did. They constantly give words of assurance to their children. My princess. Assure the child. And they run a home where there's nurturing and bonding. Even if they have to punish the child, they will let the child know why they are punishing the child. And the punishment is not to produce suffering or fear, but to correct and to reform. The authoritative parent. The authoritative parent carefully nurtures the child. When the child does wrong and they have to be rewarded, good, and the child does well and they have to be rewarded, they reward the child well. When the child does something, so there's a balance between rewards and punishment. The authoritative parent. They develop a close relationship to the child. And so they raise children who are confident of themselves. And they have children who are able to self-regulate themselves. They regulate their emotions. They know when to be this and they know when to be that, because that is the kind of upbringing the parents gave to them. Authoritative parent. If you are here, whether you are married or not, the last one is what I recommend for you. Whether you have a child or not, the last one is what I recommend for you. Being an authoritative parent, not authoritarian, but authoritative parent. Creating a balance, emotional bonding with the children. That is why some children, when they travel out of the home, they want to come home. I've missed daddy. I've missed mommy. Because of the kind of atmosphere at home, climate at home, the vibe at home. If you are here and your children fear you, there's a problem. Put your hands together for Jesus.